What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 9. So we pick up with the argument with Cynthia and Marlo. And Marlo is arguing about, why won't you be my friend, Cynthia? And Cynthia's like, girl, you have been nothing but nasty to me since we met. You always find a way to throw jabs at me. And Marlo was like, girl, you give as good as you get. It is what it is. That is our relationship. But I'm really over it. I'm really tired of the cattiness. I'm really tired of going back and forth with you. How can we get to a place where we can be cool? And, at the end of the day, this is how I feel about that whole situation. Marlo, you've been just as nasty to Kenya has been to you. Like, even in your apology, you was throwing jabs, talking about her butt ain't real, which it probably ain't. But again, y'all have been nasty to each other. Like, Marlo, let's not forget that you really told her that she was unwanted and that her mama didn't want her and threw her away. Like, some things cut deeper than others. Like, there's shade, and then there's stuff that just cuts really, really deep. And yes, you apologized for it later, but you did eventually apologize for it. But, y'all know I don't agree with Kenya on a lot. But on this one, I ain't mad at her. Like, it ain't but so many times I'm going to give you the opportunity to treat me like shit. Sorry. So anyway, excuse me, Cynthia says, listen, everybody ain't going to be friends. Everybody ain't going to be best friends. So let's just agree to move on, and it's going to be what's going to be. So the ladies decided they're going to play a game. So, Portia says, let's play, Never Have I Ever. So the ladies supposed to go get in their pajamas and come back down. First of all, Cynthia is packing up that pig like they not 5 hours away. And it's going to be sitting on a bus. 2, like y'all not 3 days away from leaving. So you gonna take him some 3-day-old pork that's been sitting out for 5. Girl, okay. Alright, Cynthia, whatever. So the ladies are coming back downstairs and everybody's getting ready and everybody's like, well, where's Kenya? Where's Kenya? Kenya, where are you, Kenya? Kenya, where's Kenya? Earth to Kenya, calling Kenya. Kenya done went upstairs with Brooklyn. So Candy goes upstairs and Candy is like, girl, what's going on? You coming downstairs? And she was like, no. And Candy was like, well, what do you mean no? Like, we playing a game. It's your damn event. And see, here's the thing. Because Kenya was like, why'd you bring the camera? And Candy's like, I ain't bring the camera. The camera came with me because they knew I was coming up here to talk to you. But let's be clear. You know how this shit goes. All of us have to have an event. When we have an event, it is our event. We are in charge of planning and executing the event. You know that we downstairs waiting for you to play this damn game because it is 9:30 and ain't nobody about to go to bed. Now, I get it that you going to bed, but Candy was like, you couldn't ask your nanny to stay with the baby. Like, you couldn't do that. Like, you had to keep, like, come on. And, Kenya was just like, girl, no, I ain't coming downstairs and it is what it is. And when Candy said it ain't cool, Kenya was like, oh, well, then it just ain't cool. Whatever. So Candy goes downstairs and she's pissed off, and so she's talking to the rest of the ladies about what's going on, and it basically ends up being a bitch session about Kenya and how insensitive Kenya's being, especially when it comes to the fact that we don't have our kids with us. She gets to basically be with her child whenever, and all of us, well, not all of us, but Portia, Candy, Drew, Shamia, all of them have young kids. And they're away from their kids as well. And they're not, they didn't have the option of bringing their kids with them. They didn't have the option of having their kids with them. And so all of them feeling some kind of way. And Candy even goes so far as to even talk about how, she has the youngest out of all of them. Her daughter is the youngest out of all of them. And she was like, every time I call my daughter, she's crying when I get off the phone. So I feel some kind of way about the fact that you upstairs chilling with your daughter, left us hanging with no word. And I think the biggest thing, I think there were 2 things that were really a big deal in this scenario. One was the lack of communication. You didn't say, hey, y'all, I'm not going to be able to play a game with y'all because I got to relieve my nanny and I'm going to put my baby to bed. And if I can come back down, I'll come back down. And if I can't, I can't. I have traveled with people with children before, and usually that's the conversation. Like, y'all, I'm gonna go put the baby to bed. If I can get back downstairs, I will. But if they restless or whatever, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. And most people get that. Nobody is begrudging anybody from spending time with their family. Nobody is. But it's the communication, especially when you are the host of the trip. So everybody ends up going to bed because they all feeling some kind of way. Don't nobody want to play a game no more, and they tired. So they go to bed, and so the next morning, um, Candy is has everybody's costumes because that night is Cynthia's dungeon party. So Cynthia's outside talking to Mark, Mike, and Candy's letting them know, listen, I got the script coming. We're gonna do the whole dungeon party here for Cynthia. It's gonna be her bachelorette party. I'm hosting it tonight. I mean, I'm in charge tonight, so it is what it is. So she gives everybody their costumes, and everybody is here for it. She said, I got $4,000 in one, so Eric, so he is gonna be, tipped well. Okay, y'all didn't even got to come out y'all pocket with no money. I even took care of the tips. Okay, and so it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So when they get done going through that, Candy says something to Kenya about her being rude about last night, and Kenya was like, "Girl, what you talking about? Come talk to me, because I don't want to have this conversation." So they go outside, on the little deck or whatever, and Candy gives it to her. Candy is like, listen, what you did last night wasn't cool. It was rude. I didn't appreciate it. Like, you just left us hanging. She was like, why? Because I wanted to be with my daughter. And here's the thing, Kenya, and I refuse to believe that you don't understand. You're not that fucking oblivious, because what Candy said was, if somebody had treated you the way that you've been treating us on this trip, you would have all kinds of problems. She talked about her ordering the food, and Kenya was like, well, everybody could have ordered food, missing the point. We all know that everybody had the wherewithal to get on an app and order some Grubhub or some Uber Eats. That ain't the point. The point is, you were ordering and ain't say nothing. You are the host of the trip. You decided you were going to order lunch for just yourself. You ain't ask nobody nothing. I could even see if you were going to surprise the ladies and order snacks, and you didn't ask people what they wanted. You just ordered off the menu, and people just had to eat whatever showed up. That still would have been a little bit like, well, damn, you could have asked me what I wanted. But at least you thought about everybody. You ordered one meal for just yourself, and you didn't seem to think that that was an issue. You're not that oblivious, Kenya. You know what the fuck you're doing. Same thing with the daughters. With the kids, So then what did she do? She started pulling out the tears and talking about, well, I'm doing this by myself, and I don't have what you have, and I don't have what the rest of the ladies have, and I'm by myself. I'm doing this all by myself. But here's the problem. So what? You doing it by yourself has nothing to do with you being considerate of others. That's just you being an inconsiderate, rude ass woman, which is what you are. And I'm sorry for all the Kenya stands that's gonna come for me, but it is what it is. It just is what it is. You are a disrespectful, self-centered woman. You see things only through your lens, only through what affects you. So she went downstairs and she did apologize to the ladies, but even then it was still sort of a backhanded apology, but I guess that's the best she had, child. So they decided they was going to go outside and work out. So the ladies all went outside to work out. And Drew talked to her husband, come to find out he done moved the whole house. They done closed on the house. All of this is going on while she down there. And she like ready to go home. Because she was like, listen, I got way too much stuff going on at home for me to keep dealing with this. Like, you moving, you packing up my house. I ain't there. I don't know what's going on. And she was just like, at the end of the day, you are... she said the ladies here, like, this ain't the kind of girl trip I'm used to. She's like, one minute everybody mad at each other, the next minute we get up and now everybody outside laughing, joking, having a good time, and ain't nobody ever say nothing to Kenya. Because the conversation that Candy had with Kenya, they had it amongst the two of them. Like, they didn't have it in front of the group, so there was no kumbaya. So, and I keep saying Latoya, not Latoya, Drew. So Drew is sitting back like, when we make up? Because I thought everybody was mad at Kenya. When do we... Oh, that's what we do in this group? We just be mad, and then the next morning everybody happy again? And so she was talking to Portia, and Portia was like, girl, I understand. She was like, I feel what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're talking about. You know, and then they were reading the verdict of the Breonna, not the verdict, excuse me, the charges in the case of Breonna Taylor. And as we all know, they charged it was bullshit, and everybody was really upset by it. You know, Portia was crying because, of course, you know she went to jail for this, and for basically the only charges was, I think, wanton endangerment, which basically you mad because the bullets hit the apartment next door. Nothing dealing with Breonna Taylor's murder at all. So we know how that went down. And so they had a whole say her name moment, which, you know, I can applaud it. I can applaud you for. I can applaud you for. So after that, the ladies are all going out for dinner. They dressed up. They're going out to a little, little beach bar. I think it's called the Coconut something something. But every beach town has those little bars that that you can go to or whatever. So that's where everybody is going. And Drew was like, "Listen, I need some clarity, okay? Because I mean, she tried to pretend like dress it up like a game, but at the end of the day, she was like, I just need a little bit of clarity here. I mean, is this what we do in this group? Because are we real or are we fake? Because last night everybody was mad at you, Kenya, and she tried to use Kenya as an example, but everybody knew she was really talking about Kenya. So of course Kenya got defensive. And here's my problem. For example, when Candy brought up, I wish that you had talked to us or let us know that you would bring it. Basically, what Candy was saying was, had given us the opportunity to bring our children. And Kenya was like, I didn't have to do that. And Candy looked at her like, bitch, what? And again, then Kenya was like, well, if y'all so concerned about me and y'all so concerned about what I'm doing with my daughter, then why don't you be my village? Why don't you be my village? I need help. I need a village. Why aren't you my village? And I'm like, once again, you're missing the whole point. Ain't nobody saying you can't be a mother to your child. Ain't nobody even questioning the kind of mother you're trying to be to your child. We all understand that you're a single parent. We all understand that it is just you. We get all of that. Here's the problem. It's the communication. It is letting everybody know and understand what is going on. It is all about the communication. Two, it is the dismissiveness that you have for everybody else and acting like you are the only person. She was pissing me off because she kept saying, I have never been away from my daughter, not a day in her life. I've never been away from my daughter. I've never been away from my daughter. And I felt like she was silently throwing a jab. Lord, my phone, everything going on. I felt like she was silently throwing a jab at everybody else, Portia and Candy and all of the other mothers who maybe had taken days away from their child and wasn't with their child every single day. It was almost as if to say, y'all are used to being away from your daughter, but I'm not used to being away from my daughter. And so y'all just have to accept the fact that this is what it is. And coming back to, well, why don't you be my village? Here's the thing, Kenya. Maybe if you weren't such a nasty woman, a disrespectful, petty ass woman, maybe there will be more people willing to help you be a part of your village. But you are constantly picking at people, and you are constantly nasty towards people, and you are constantly treating people like they are less than or not as important as and beneath you. Maybe, just maybe, you will have that village. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your marriage didn't work out and that your husband is making life hard for you. And yes, your friend, it would be nice to have friends that can have your back. But I feel like you're not even giving people that opportunity to be there for you because of your own personal nastiness. Marlo is a new mother. Maybe if y'all could put y'all, what she call herself, auntie, mom, or whatever. Maybe if y'all could put y'all differences aside, maybe y'all could hang out together like that. Same thing with Portia. The same thing with Shamia. Maybe if you had let everybody know, listen, y'all, I'm bringing Brooklyn and her nanny. If y'all want to bring y'all's kids, y'all bring the kids. They gonna bring their nannies. Like I said last week's episode, or the week before that bungalow that you was renting for your nanny, that could have been the kids' bungalow, where all with Candy and Shamia and Portia all bought. Portia probably would have bought her mama, but ain't nothing wrong with that. With all of the nannies could have been there with the kids, and maybe you could have had more time to spend with the girls. But because you didn't say nothing and you kept it to yourself and you playing this game, guess what? Now you got everybody mad at you because you don't know how to communicate. Now, I'm sorry, I went off on that whole little rant, child. Anyway, then at dinner, she getting mad at them because they on their phone or because they ordering food, talking about something. Well, I'll wait. Girl, that's what I do to my students. You don't talk to no adults like that. Everybody on their phone. That's what people do these days. They on their damn phone. That don't mean they not listening. It doesn't mean you don't have their attention. It just means that I looked at my phone because I got a text. It just means that I'm ordering food because we at a damn restaurant and I'm hungry. But that does not mean, so for you to stop talking about something, well, I'll wait. Girl, that is what I do to my students when they are not listening to me. I'll wait. I would never do that to adults. And Marlo was like, girl, you on your phone whenever other people talking, then you don't have no problem being on your phone, but now you want everybody's attention and we supposed to just stop, drop, and roll. That's the kind of stuff that I am talking about. You don't get to control everything, Kenya, and you don't get to treat those women like they are extras in the Kenya Moore show. And that is what you do. I'm done. That's it. That was the episode, y'all. They on their way back to the house to get ready for the bachelorette party for Cynthia. You know, that's going to be all next episode, child. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.